Here are the crypto top headlines covered in this video. Bitcoin trader says BTC headed toward 125,000 by New Year's, even based on Bayesian probability. Next, Defanging the SEC may turbocharge U.S. economy, says Cathie Wood. Also, Ethereum bottom against Bitcoin likely very close, according to analyst Benjamin Cowen. Here's why. Welcome to Crypto Top Headlines, where there are no speeches on my opinions, just bringing crypto's news to you. I would greatly appreciate it if you would click on the like and subscribe buttons, as well as the notification bell. It does help support the channel, so thank you in advance for doing so. Now, on to these headlines. Our first top headline, Bitcoin trader says BTC headed toward 125,000 by New Year's, even based on Bayesian probability. Veteran trader Peter Brandt says Bitcoin is following a similar pattern from its past, which could lead to a 125,000 BTC price by New Year's Eve. Bitcoin price entered a strong price discovery phase for the first time since December 2020, after its weekly chart closed above $80,000. BTC's bullish structure has transpired from a short-term to a long-term outlook, and multiple analysts believe that an assortment of six-figure price targets will be attained sooner than later. Bitcoin could reach 125,000 by New Year's Eve. Peter Brandt, a popular market analyst, highlighted that Bitcoin tends to repeat its bullish price action trends when it decides to mark up. The trader addressed BTC's current move above previous all-time high levels and suggested a 125,000 price target based on Bayesian probability. Bayesian probability, or Bayes' theorem, determines the conditional probability of a future event based on past data sets. In layman's terms, it helps traders handle uncertain price ranges by setting targets based on how the asset behaved in similar past situations. Brandt explained that on BTC's run in Q1 2024 can be emulated in Q4 2024 based on the above theorem, potentially leading to a 125,000 high before New Year's Eve 2024. Meanwhile, Titan of Crypto, a Bitcoin proponent and trader, indicated that BTC's bullish pennant target is 158,000. The trader mentioned BTC's weekly chart Golden Cross completion as a key factor for the bullish continuation, keeping 100,000 as the first target for the second bull phase in 2024. Open Bitcoin CME gap between 77,800 to 80,600. With Bitcoin price rising 5+% over the weekend, a CME gap opened up between 77,800 and 80,600 on the daily chart on November 11th. This is the first CME gap since August 2024 on the one-day time period, and CME gaps on the daily chart have a strong likelihood of getting filled. Thus, if conditions change, Bitcoin could drop to 77,800 or less over the next few days. Scient, an anonymous market analyst, also indicated that BTC could be close to a local top. Scient added, anticipating the price to halt around 84,000 to 85,000, followed by a correction/consolidation for 7 to 10 days before we resume up again. However, it is important to note BTC's previous market behavior regarding the CME gap. Under similar conditions, a small CME gap opened in 2023 as well, after BTC breached a multi-month resistance level before exhibiting a yearly high in Q4. As observed in the chart, the CME gap was formed under a higher high outlook and wasn't filled until January 2025, when BTC prices rallied another 23% from the CME gap. If Bitcoin follows the above, the crypto asset might continue to ascend higher, reaching a new all-time high above $100,000. Let me pause here for a moment. If you're getting value out of this video, please click on the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell. Our next top headline, Defanging the SEC may turbocharge U.S. economy, says Cathie Wood. We have more clarity now in terms of the investment landscape after the election, the ARK Invest CEO said. ARK Invest founder and CEO Cathie expects that a changing of the guard at the United States Securities and Exchange Commission may turbocharge the economy and bring about an influx of innovation and investment in emerging technologies. Deregulation, defanging the SEC, FTC, and others, government spending cuts, tax cuts, and a focus on technologically enabled innovation are likely to turbocharge the U.S. economy, she said, in sharing a video posted by ARK Invest on X on November 11th. We have more clarity now in terms of the investment landscape after the election. In the video, Wood said, perhaps the most profound thing will happen in the near term is a changing of the guard at some of the regulatory agencies, the SEC and the FTC, or Federal Trade Commission. She added that the SEC was a menace to the digital assets movement and a lot of talent had been lost to other countries because of SEC Chair Gary Gensler. We know that this is going to change, she said, adding that President-elect Donald Trump has come out very positively predisposed certainly to Bitcoin, but we think everything crypto, DeFi, and that's going to be very exciting. Bitcoin is very much a part of this administration's plans, including building a strategic reserve, and we're very excited about that. Wood predicts an explosion in productivity growth among major innovation platforms, including robotics, energy storage, artificial intelligence, and blockchain technology. Those transformative technologies are converging and will unlock explosive GDP growth, she added. Innovation will thrive in this new environment, and the three biggest opportunities will be in autonomous mobility, healthcare, and digital assets, Wood said. She said that the 1980s and 1990s were the golden age of active equity investing, and I think we're going back there with Trump's proposed policies of tax cuts and lower interest rates, which would be positive for economic growth. On November 10th, venture capital giant A16Z echoed the sentiment that the regulatory environment in the United States is about to improve. We're very optimistic that the government will now foster innovation, accelerate progress, and enable the crypto ecosystem to thrive in the U.S., said A16Z crypto legal and policy experts Miles Jennings, Michelle Corver, and Brian Quintez. Our next top headline, Ethereum bottom against Bitcoin, likely very close, according to analyst Benjamin Cowen. Here's why. Widely followed crypto analyst Benjamin Cowen says that Ethereum is potentially on the cusp of bottoming out against Bitcoin. In a new strategy session, crypto trader Benjamin Cowen tells his 821,000 YouTube subscribers that the low for Ethereum in its Bitcoin pair, ETH to BTC, is either already in or very close to it. Says Cowen, the low for ETH to BTC is either in or very, very close to being in both in terms of valuation and in terms of time. I would say that after 3 years, we finally have at least a little bit of evidence to support the bottom might actually be in. This is the first time that I've looked at the chart and thought maybe it is actually in, and it's been a really frustrating wait because for so long I've been reluctant to say that it could be in on every single one of these lower highs and on every one of them. People were sort of laughing and saying there's no way it could possibly go lower, but I will say it is possible that ETH to BTC has bottomed. To support his thesis, Cowen looks at historical trends, noting that ETH to BTC dipped by about 30% during the last cycle, a move that has already been made this time around. I want to talk about what is the evidence to suggest the bottom could be in, and what's the evidence that would say, let's hold off before we make any overly bold proclamations. The first thing is this pattern. This pattern is pretty telling where you get double tops, where the second top is a little bit lower. You set a low in between those two tops that eventually acts as support for a while, and then eventually ETH to BTC breaks down. In 2016, you can see that ETH to BTC fell about 50% after it broke below the range low. In 2019, it fell about 30% after it broke the range low. This cycle, it's already fallen about 30%, and so that's at least some evidence to make me believe that if the low's not in, it's probably getting pretty close. ETH to BTC is currently trading at 0.03914 Bitcoin, worth $3,195. So this concludes Crypto Top Headlines. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to click on the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell. Also, leave your thoughts in the comments and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you all for watching Crypto Top Headlines, bringing crypto's news to you.